Spring break is a favorite holiday of many students, young and old. When I was young, I spent much of my spring break watching TV, being lazy, hanging out with my friends, my family, and my grandparents. As I got older, spring break turned into something completely different. It included going to the beach, partying, and hanging out with my friends, and even maybe finding a boy or girl. Who knows? But my story is of my favorite spring break I've had, which actually happened last year, when my dad gave me the opportunity to go to Mexico with my mom. See, my family and I are big travelers, and when I was given the opportunity to go to Mexico, I jumped at the earliest plane and headed there with my mom. See, my mom is my best friend, so going with her was an adventure of a lifetime. When we got off the plane, we went through customs and finally went to the hotel. At the hotel, there was a pamphlet of different occasions and different things to see during your stay. We checked off a couple different things, but our favorite was the day we toured the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon. The morning of this grand adventure, we woke up, ate breakfast, got ready, and patiently waited for the bus at 8 o'clock in the morning. Finally, when we got on the bus, we realized much of the bus was made up of travelers, explorers, photographers, and of course, my mom and I. The bus ride was about 3 hours long, and on the way, we stopped at little shops that contained Mexican items that we would be able to take back with us. On the way, we tried different Mexican foods, and the view was gorgeous. It was nothing like I'd ever seen, and the clouds were fluffy, the sky was blue, and there was mountains everywhere. It's not something you'd find here in the States. When we finally got to the pyramid, we got off the bus and saw there were lots of little Mexican merchants that were all around the pyramid itself. So after we got off the bus, we passed the merchants, and then we finally got to the bottom of the pyramid. And you would see there were hundreds and thousands of people trying to climb the pyramid each day. So when we started from the bottom and looked all the way up at the top, it looked like people were little ants. And you could not see what they exactly looked like, but you could see there were people on top of there. We started climbing the pyramid one step at a time because my mother was afraid of heights and she knew it was her time to conquer her fear. And then as we climbed up the pyramid, we held onto the ropes, and it was a big line where one person would walk at a time. We climbed and climbed and climbed, where it seemed like it took hours, and finally, when we got to the top, we saw the beautiful view of Mexico. As we looked down, we saw the same view as we saw when we looked up. People looked like ants, and you couldn't make out what they looked like, but you could definitely almost touch the clouds. And from the view of the pyramid, we saw also the Pyramid of the Moon. It was an experience like none other, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.